Hello, we've got Murray online today, and Murray's going to share her story of it's a fascinating story of where she was before she was introduced to NRF2, which then developed and went to NRF1, and now because she's over in America, she's also benefiting from the NAD products as well. So, Murray, would you introduce yourself, your full name, how old you are, and where you were before you were introduced to NRF2? Could you do that for us?
Absolutely. Well, hello, Charlie. My name is Marisel Zlatea, and I am 57 years old. And I was introduced to the Life Vantage products 2 years ago. I was a customer at first. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis back in 1999. And about 7 years later after that, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and other degenerative lower bone disease. And the biologic medication that my rheumatologist was prescribing was not working for me. My body was rejecting every single one. I've tried them all. He was at the point where he didn't have anything to offer me. So he had me on prednisone, and he had me on pretty much on ibuprofen the last 3 years of this, path I was on, because my body rejected everything else. With that result, I gained about 60 pounds, and I was miserable. I couldn't function. I was on disability, and I couldn't sleep, and it was just awful. I was at the point of giving up. So one day I decided to search for something more natural. So I started searching through Facebook, and I had found a doctor, and he was talking about his products and that they were natural and they were helping people with their conditions. So I had reached out to him, and he told me that he could not help me with the illnesses that I had. So at that point, a lovely lady in UK has seen my post. Her name is Pavy Peck, and she reached out to me, and she told me, I can help you. So
Just
she
before,
asked me if
just
she can
before
private
that,
message me.
just before that though, because before you met Pavey, you were at rock bottom, weren't you? You literally were at a point of giving up. Could you kind of give a little bit of an idea of a typical day? You've said that you didn't sleep very well. Could you kind of describe like a typical day? Because there's lots of people out there that suffer with these health challenges.
Absolutely. I didn't know what it was to sleep. I think my regular regimen of sleep was probably 2 to 3 hours a night. And because I was stiffened up so bad that every time I moved, the pain was so chronic that it would wake me up. I would have to get up from bed and try to walk to just make me feel better. So I was very fatigued because I was lacking sleep. I was tired all the time. I couldn't function. I didn't have a life, like I told you, I couldn't work. I can barely walk. I was just miserable, just totally miserable. Could not function as a woman, as a wife, as a mother with my children. It was just awful.
Yeah.
And I was at the point where I wanted to give up because I didn't know what else to do. And so I was desperate looking for alternatives.
And then your angel in the form of Pavey, you managed to connect on Facebook, and then tell us what happened there.
Oh my gosh, she, the fact that she's also in the medical field, and when she started talking, she reached out to me and told me that she can, help me, that she believes she can help me. And then, so we private messaged each other, and she told me that she also had the same similar conditions as I did. And, really, we are like two peas in a pod because our birthdays is just a day apart, and we have so much in common, so much. And so she told me that she had been taking it now for a while and that she noticed a difference in her. And mind you, like I had mentioned earlier to you privately that my hands were deformed. I had nodules on my knuckles. I had nodules on my fingers. So even holding a cup to drink coffee or even a pen to write was very difficult for me. And so I told her, I was very skeptical at first. And I told her, and I said, well, I've tried so many different things. And she says, no, this is different. And she sent me some literature about the NRF2 and the studies. So I read it and I told her, okay, I'm going to give it a try. I will be your customer. I'll be a customer. But if this works, I told her, I'm going to tell the world and you'll have me as a distributor. So she said, fair enough, we'll do that. So I started taking it. And like within 15 days, I noticed my sleeping pattern. One night, I slept through the night. And when I woke up, I realized it was daytime. And I was like, is this real? Did this really happen? I couldn't believe it. I was just in shock. I had slept through the night. I had slept about 6.5, 7 hours through solid sleep without waking up. And that just thrilled me. I was just so ecstatic. I just couldn't believe it. And I'm telling my family, I said, after 20 years of not being able to sleep, I finally had a restful, solid sleep night, So kept taking it. And within a month of on the NRF2, I noticed that the nodules on my knuckles were starting to, they were fading away.
Wow.
I noticed that the nodules on my fingers were gone.
Wow.
And I said, this is working. This is definitely working for me. So I told Pavy, I said, Pavy, I want to be a distributor. I told her, this is working for me. I want to tell the world. I said, this is just an amazing product. Why isn't it out there? I kept telling her. And, she explained to me about the direct sale and how it was. And then they took it off because, people just didn't know about it. So I've been on them now for 2 years. After about the second month, I introduced the NRF1 to my regimen. And when the NAD came out, I decided to try it because according to all the studies, if you take the 3, the studies show that you get amazing results.
Yeah.
So I've been on the Tri-Synergizers now, and I can tell you that I have felt so great. Literally, my life has changed. I've gone back to work. And as of February this year, I have been completely prescription drug-free.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Brilliant.
That has been the most exciting part of my life. I've got my life back, and I mean, am I going to tell you that I do have my moments every now and then, but I believe it's because of the damage that I've done to my body for so many years of taking all that prescription medication with the side effects. But, I'm taking it one day at a time. But like I said, the fact that I'm no longer on prescription drugs, that's huge for me. That is huge. So I've been telling everyone, and, I have gotten a lot of customers that also, rheumatoid, chronic arthritis. My sister's one of them. She couldn't even walk. She was overweight. And after many months of, trying to convince her, she decided to take it. My sister's lost 85 pounds and she's now running.
Wow.
I mean, it's just amazing. She tells me, Mari, I have that Protandim NRF2 to thank for that. She goes, that stuff works.
Yeah, and just to confirm, it's not a weight loss product, but because people are feeling more energized and getting better
You
sleep.
feel more energized, exactly. Well, your body is detoxing. You're getting rid of all that oxidative stress. So that alone says a lot. It really does. It makes a difference in your body and how you feel. You just feel different. You feel so energetic. So you want to go out there and do more because, you know, you weren't, like in my case, I wasn't able to do those things.
Yeah.
You know.
And tell me, Mary, how do your children feel about getting their mom back, and how does your husband feel about getting his partner back? Because I'm assuming you can do a lot more together now.
Oh yeah. My children are happy. They're thrilled because they've seen, you know, growing up, we're talking 20 years. They had to fend for themselves a lot of time. You know, they couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything with them. I would take them out, but I could never participate with them. I was always too tired. There was times that my poor children would have to fend themselves for dinner. And, you know, it was a very rough ride, but now they're both adults and they're just so happy. And, you know, they tell me they see the transition in me and they're just so happy for that.
Brilliant.
So,
And a lot of your tiredness as well. I know you were diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and we keep hearing this fibromyalgia, and it takes a long time for people to actually get diagnosed with it. But if somebody's watching this video and they suffer with fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue, what would your message be to them? And they're probably going to be very skeptical because they've probably tried everything as well.
yes, I would say, you know what do you have to lose? I was very skeptical too. And, you know, I said I would give it a month, and Pavey told me, don't give it a month, give it 2 and see if you notice a difference. But within the month, I noticed a significant difference. So I would say, you know what, you have nothing to lose by trying it, and so much to gain.
Yeah, and with your arthritis as well, because you were saying it was hard to hold a coffee cup and it was hard to write.
It was very difficult because, like I said, if I don't know if you can see, but I don't have any nodules on my hand anymore.
Oh wow, yeah.
You know, I had nodules all over my knuckles. My fingers were deformed. They're not anymore. I'm able to bend them. I'm able to grab cups, you know. That was very difficult for me to grab even a bottle. It
Yeah.
was very difficult.
Yeah.
It was difficult for me to get dressed, to even tie my shoes
Yeah.
because of my hands. And now I'm able to do all those things. And I just, you know, to me, it's a blessing. And I'm so thankful that I met Pavey and that she came into my life. We
Amazing.
have become very good friends since, and I'm so grateful to her that she introduced me to this amazing product.
Yeah, and yeah, that's brilliant. And just in general terms as well, because one of the things that really annoys me in a good way about NRF2 is your nails. They grow so fast, and your hair grows so quick. I know my hair's thicker than it was because I've already suffered with thin hair. Have you noticed the same? Your hair looks really lovely and shiny. You know, have you noticed the same sort of things? And your skin feels better.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It feels like it's operating better.
Right now I currently have my nails trimmed because during the COVID I couldn't get to a manicurist to get my nails done, so I had to trim them down. But yes, they grow really fast. I notice in my skin also. I have gotten a lot of compliments. When I tell people how old I am, they don't believe it. And, you know, and I tell them, I say, yeah, I'm 57 years old. And they were like, you know, they tell me that's amazing because you look like you're in your 40s. And I said, thank you. I appreciate that. And that's how I feel. I said, well, you know, that's exactly how I feel. I don't feel like I'm a 57-year-old woman.
Brilliant, brilliant. And if you think about it as well, and all the chemicals that you've put into your body over the time, and people are coming back and saying you don't look your age, that's a huge compliment in itself, isn't it? Because you've been bombarding your body for so long with chemical after chemical after chemical, and now all of a sudden the chemicals have gone and
Yes.
you've appeared.
Yes. I can tell you, just looking back at some of my pictures when I was medically ill and under all the prescription, there was one picture in particular where I looked deathly ill, you know, and I was dressed up and I had makeup on, but I just looked deathly ill. And everybody used to tell me that in my family, you know, you look like you're dying. You look so sick.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. Just, I never had energy. You know, I was a fighter, never gave up, but part of me had felt like you know, there was no use. There was nothing out there for me until I was introduced to this amazing pill.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I hope it inspires lots of people. Obviously, we're not saying that these products are cures. We're just saying these products are there to help activate our body, to fix itself, and basically give us our life back by turning the clock back, activating our cells to perform in the way that they can. And it's also a great way of managing any conditions or illnesses that lots of people are suffering from, aren't they? So many conditions out there, and we can help so many people. So if you're watching this video, please go back to the person that shared this video with you, because they truly and sincerely care about you, and they want to help you get the best out of life and literally start living life again, pain-free, more energy, and a lot better quality sleep as well. So thank you so much for this evening. If you get the chance, if you ever find that photo where you say you look dead and you see this video in our little community, post the photo below and let's have a look at it.
I will.
You look absolutely amazing. You look absolutely amazing. And I thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.